What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I filmed a video for you guys. My IRL life got extremely hectic, but I'm back with a new video, and today I'm very excited because I'm going to be unboxing a new Glam Goth beauty collection that just released. The Glam Goth, aka Marley. You should check her out on YouTube and on her Instagram. She is the lovely founder of Glam Goth Beauty, and she recently came out with the Dark Renaissance collection. It is a collection that comes with a eyeshadow palette, 4 cosmetic glitters, and I believe 3 lipsticks. So I managed to snag a bundle of all of the products in the collection on release day, and I finally got it. It's right here, so I'm very excited. I'm going to be unboxing it in front of you guys, since you guys seem to enjoy me unboxing Glam Goth Beauty products, so I am going to do exactly what you guys want me to do. But before I begin, don't forget to give the video a little thumbs up. That lets me know that you like these kinds of videos, and don't forget to subscribe if you like the content that you see. So let's get into it. Alright, so I got my trusty box cutter here. So I'm just gonna pop open that seal there, and let's see what we've got. I already blocked out all my information because y'all don't even know where I live. That's creepy, and if you're trying to figure out where people live, stop being creepy. Alright, so there is the stuff. Everything is beautifully bubble wrapped. I'm just going to see what else I got in here. Got a cool little Glam Goth Beauty logo sticker. That's awesome. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I'm gonna find a place to put it. I think it's a vinyl sticker too. That's awesome. And then we got a lovely picture of Marley looking like the Mona Lisa. Like, I love this. I'm probably gonna actually frame this. This is so cool. And she's got her beautiful little kitty right there. This is just really cool. This is just like the Goth Mona Lisa, and I'm living for it. I love this so much. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this to the side and frame that later. All right, so here is everything. Let's start with the smaller items, and then we'll leave the palette for last. All right, so there is the lipsticks and the glitters in this lovely little organza bag. I love these little bags. I like to reuse them for presents for people. All right, so I was right. There's 3 lipsticks. These are all the Death Proof matte lipsticks. I really like her lipstick formula. I'm actually wearing one of her lipsticks today. This is in the color Renegade, and they're like the perfect matte lipstick. So if you're a fan of a matte liquid lipstick, she is the way to go. And then the colors that I got in this collection are Blood Chapel, Goth Majesty, and Death of Venus. And I am gonna swatch them on my lips for you guys in a little bit. And then for the 4 cosmetic glitters, there is Aphrodite. And hopefully you guys can see a little bit of the shade there. It's just this really pretty white reflective glitter. The next glitter that I'm most excited about, because it's red, and if you guys don't know, I love the color red. So this is in the color Bloody Mary, and it's just this really pretty red. Like, look at that. Ain't that gorgeous? I'm so excited for this one. I love red, so I'm really excited. Next is like a lovely yellow glitter called Monarch, and it's like a golden yellow. Really pretty. And the last glitter is Donatello, named after the famed painter, and it's almost like a gunmetal color. So it's like a gunmetal cosmetic glitter, which is really cool. So those are the 4 glitters, and now let's move on to the lipsticks. So the first lipstick that I'm going to talk about is the color Death of Venus, which is like a peachy nude color, and I'm just gonna swatch them right here on my wrist so you guys can see the colors. Normally I wouldn't gravitate towards a shade like this, but I want to try and see how it'll look on me. So there is a Death of Venus swatched. It's like a peachy type of nude in a way, kind of pinky nude. But yeah, that's Death of Venus. The next shade here is Goth Majesty, and it's almost like a brown color. Very good for fall. Yeah, it's like a dark brown. So there is Goth Majesty swatched on my wrist. It is definitely like a dark brown. It looks fairly neutral, so I feel like it might look good on every skin tone. Like I said before, I'm not really drawn to colors like this for the most part. I feel like most browns look weird on me, so I'm very curious to see how this brown will look on me. But yeah, there is a Goth Majesty, a really lovely dark brown. Alright, so the last lipstick shade that I'm going to be swatching is going to be called Blood Chapel, which is a really pretty red shade. And it looks like it's a really pretty kind of brick shade. And there is Blood Chapel. Like, look at that beautiful red. That's going to be like the fall red shade. Like, isn't that just absolutely beautiful? Then again, I'm biased towards red shades in general, but I honestly think that's going to be like one of my staple red shades for the fall season. Alright, now that we got the lipsticks and the glitters out of the way, let's go to the piece of resistance. The gorgeous eyeshadow palette. Oh my god. So that's the front, like, hello presentation. Sorry if you guys are blinded by the shrink wrap. I'll take it off in a second, but like, wow. Guys, look at the back. There's butterflies. Okay, I need to take off the shrink wrap because I know I'm probably blinding y'all. I'm gonna be extra careful because I don't want to like damage this beautiful palette. All right, so there's the palette without the shrink wrap. It's still fairly glossy, which I actually do like the glossy factor. I'm just gonna move it a little bit like that so you guys can see some of that shine. It is a fairly glossy palette. Obviously, it's very Renaissance inspired. I love the reference to the Mona Lisa. Not only that, but I'm like an art history person or an art person. So seeing any kind of references to like old paintings or the Renaissance is always gonna catch my attention. So I thought this was really, really cool. I love the butterfly details. I love the roses. It's all very much Marley, which is really fucking amazing, to be honest. Like, I really love the presentation of this palette, and I knew I had to get it as soon as I got it. So just a quick recap on the back, we got some beautiful monarch butterflies. We got the Glam Goth Beauty logo up here along with your ingredients list, its formulation, and then where you can buy the palette, obviously. So honestly, this is a really gorgeous palette. Whoever Marley hired to do the beautiful painting is incredibly talented, and this is just absolutely beautiful. So let's actually look at the most important thing, and that is the palette. All right, so there's the palette. It is basically identical. So it's the same front side, the same back side. The only difference is that there is no ingredients list on the actual palette. It's just on the outer box. Y'all, this is beautiful. You get your own little mirror with your own frame, and you get these gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous earth tones. From my understanding, from what Marley said, is that these tones are all gonna look amazing on every skin tone. As a person who's melanated, I know it's kind of hard to find like earth tones or like warm tones that are actually gonna look good on every skin tone. I know I tend to struggle with ashiness in a lot of my like earth tones, so I'm very excited to see how it's gonna look on my skin. All right, now that we're done gushing about the layout and about the palette and about the names, let's get into some swatches. All right, so the first shade we're gonna start with is the white, and it's called Malice. Swatch is a little light. Let me go in with one more coat. Okay, so that's a second coat. Still a little too pale, so let me do a last coat. All right, there we go. So the white does take a little bit of buildup, but that's fine. I don't mind a little buildup. Next color here is David. And it's like a perfect kind of like base shade. A little pale, but let's do one more coat. All right, that one's good. That one's a 2-coater. Next shade is a peachy shade, and it's called Madonna. This one's almost exactly my skin tone if it was a little bit more pink, so let me do a second swatch. Alright, so that's pretty good. Next shade is the color Picasso, and it's like a brownish type of nude. Oh, you almost can't see that on my skin. It's almost my skin color. Really pinky. Not sure if you can see that if it blends too much with my skin. Alright, now I'm down to the second row, and this is called Daddy Vinci, after the famed artist Leonardo da Vinci. Bam! That's one swatch. Look at that. And yellow is like really hard to do matte. Like, look at that. That's so cool. The next color here is the color Florence. I could use one more swatch. Bam, that's pretty. That's lovely. Now here is like the briquette color, and this is called Architecture. It's kind of a pinky sort of brick color. So good as a one swatch. Let's do a second swatch on top of that. Bam! That's lovely. All right, next we're gonna do another peach color. This has a little bit of gold reflect in it, and it's called Rebirth. Ooh, I went a little too heavy there. Yeah, that looks like I went a little too ham with the swatch. But yeah, I think that's like a one finger swatch. Really nice. All right, now I'm gonna be on the third row of the palette, and I'm gonna go with this color here. It's called Sinister Chapel. It's like a brown shade. Didn't get quite a good swatch there. Let me go in again. Bam. Lovely little shade there. Next shade is gonna be Morbid Lisa. Another one that I went a little too ham on. Really nice, kind of cool brown. It's probably gonna be really great for contouring. Next, I'm gonna go in with So Baroque, which I already went in by accident. Really creamy. Look at that. Gorgeous. All right, last color on this row. This is the color Masterpiece. Another kind of bricky brown. I would say that's like a one swatch right there. We're gonna move over to the other arm just because it'll be easier and it'll be perfect just for the last 4 colors. So next color that we're gonna be going into is the color Sculpture. It's really, really nice and buttery. Really nice. Next color is gonna be the color Chiseled. Quite nice actually. Very similar in tone to the previous shade, except this one seems a lot more darker. Next color is going to be the color Van Goth, and this looks to be like the darkest brown in the palette, and it is the darkest brown in the palette. Really smooth and buttery. Love a buttery eyeshadow. And then the last color in the palette is going to be Raphael, which is the black. It's very soft black. Let's see if we can make it a little bit darker. That's perfect. And that's our last 4 shades in the palette. And then here we have all of our shades swatched on my arm. All of them appear to be a double swatch, so you probably need 2 layers to build it up, but some of them don't really need that much. I personally do not mind that because I do like my eyeshadows to be a little forgiving at times, but they are high intensity color from what I can see, so the fact that I have to build it up just a little bit doesn't really bother me. And I love the way that they feel. All of the shades feel fairly buttery, especially like the last 2 rows with like all of the browns. They feel really nice and buttery. Same with the red tones. They all feel really nice. Like overall, they all feel really nice, really smooth. It's like really nice quality overall from what I can tell. The only one that I think you're gonna need like maybe a little bit more buildup is gonna be the white, but honestly, that doesn't really surprise me. White is fairly difficult to make. But the fact that that yellow was just a 1 swipe and that was it was just amazing. So overall, I really love the way these colors look on my skin. I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun making looks with these. So now I'm just gonna give you a quick swatch of the glitters. I got this little piece of paper here so you guys can see what it looks like against a white background and a black background, depending on what kind of colors you're using. So the first one I'm gonna be using is Bloody Mary. So I'm just gonna sprinkle some of that on the black. I'm gonna sprinkle some of this on the white. So that's what you get on the paper. Just gonna shake it a little bit, and then that's Bloody Mary against like a black and against a white. Really gorgeous shade, I would say. Next, I'm gonna go in with Monarch, which is the yellow. Sprinkle some on the black. Ooh, that one looks pretty on the black, and then a little bit on the white. So there you go. Monarch looks really vivid against like a dark background, so I feel like this one's gonna look really good against like black eyeshadows to really give it that pop of gold. But it also looks really pretty against white as well. So I think you have a lot of versatility with Monarch. Next is Donatello, which is like that gunmetal glitter. A little bit on the black, a little bit on the color. All right, so that one's like the most difficult to see against like a dark background, but you can definitely see it a lot better on a white background. So I feel like this would be a good topper for like silver or gray looks, or just to add a little bit of dimension to black looks. Overall, a really pretty shade. Last color is gonna be Aphrodite, which is like that white glitter. And this one looks really, really cool against the black, but it also looks really nice and reflective on a whiter background or like a brighter background. So there is your 4 glitters swatched. Let me just apply them to my fingers real quick. So that would be Bloody Mary, that's Monarch, Donatello, and Aphrodite. And then that's what you get. Really gorgeous shades, I would say. Probably Monarch is my second favorite now that I'm looking at it. If you're curious as to what all the colors look like mixed together, let's give it a nice little mix there. It looks like you get kind of like this interesting kind of green shade. Almost like a... yeah, it's almost like a yellowy green. Honestly, it reminds me of stained glass. And I personally think that fits the theme pretty well, honestly, because it reminds me of those stained glass windows and like those old cathedrals. So honestly, like if you wanted to mix your colors like I did right here, you could definitely do it and it would definitely translate. So if you were worried, I got you. Really, really pretty. All right, guys, that's everything that I got in the collection. I'm really excited to see what kind of awesome looks I do with it. I honestly feel like this palette is not only going to be a really good eyeshadow palette, but it's also going to be a really amazing contour palette. So I love versatility, so congrats to Marley for making such a really awesome product. I can't wait to start using it. If you guys at home want to see me do looks with the palette or with the lipsticks or with the glitters, feel free to let me know in the comments and then I can make that happen for you. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get into my closing thoughts overall. Obviously, this is just a first impressions unboxing situation, so I still have to use the products on my face in order to give you guys a full-on review. But for first impressions, I really enjoy the way the eyeshadows feel on my fingers. Upon finger swatching, they all need about 2 swipes in order to get max opacity, but just as a warning, finger swatches don't say really anything about how a shadow will perform on the eyes, so you always want to do like a brush test. But for the sake of me just showing you how the colors look, we weren't going to do a brush test today. But like I mentioned earlier, if you guys want to see me do a look with this, I can make that happen for you guys. As for the lipsticks, I really like the way the brown shade and the red shade look on me. I find that Death by Venus might look a little too bright on me. I feel like I might need to wear that with a lip liner, but what do you guys think? Do you think I need the lip liner? Do I not need the lip liner? I'm a little unconvinced by the way this one looks, but it does perform really well. I find that they all need about 2 coats for max opacity, but you could probably get away with 1 with these 2, with Goth Majesty and Bloodshot. You can get away with probably 1 coat. But you can do 2 coats if you want it to be nice and opaque. I find that Death by Venus, you need like maybe about 3 coats to get like max opacity. But I just like my lipsticks to be nice and opaque. But right now I am just wearing Bloodshot and I think it looks really good. Ignore the shoddy application, I'm running out of daylight. As for the glitters, they're all really, really gorgeous. I love the way they look against dark and bright backgrounds, so I feel like they're gonna look really good on dark eyeshadows, especially Aphrodite and Monarch. They're gonna look really amazing against dark shadows. And I think like Donatello and then Bloody Mary are gonna look really good against like reds and like brighter colored shadows. Like, I just really like the versatility that we have in these glitters, and I can't wait to start doing looks with them. But other than that, guys, that is the end of the video. It's nice seeing you guys again. I hope to post another video hopefully within the next 2 weeks, if not sooner. I have a backlog of videos that I haven't gotten around to posting, so keep an eye out for that. But like always, guys, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.